Go.
New gaming order. We back like the Juggernaut Mitch. This is Alex Lexus. On your knees, Shin Takuma, Shinwar, and Brother Nelson coming at you with this next segment. Shout out to those who are watching us live on Twitch TV. Check us out on newgamingorder.com, and thank you for your valued support. Now, Game Developers Conference 2015. A lot of interesting things, a lot to cover, but I'm pretty sure on next week's podcast we'll cover what we didn't touch today. But one thing that stood out for me was the Nvidia Shield. Now, you got Steam, Nvidia now kind of throwing their hat into the ring for console gaming. Now, I saw a video on IGN, and it was pretty much showing like Borderlands kind of running in like a playable build on this streaming device for movies. It's how can I say? I was just blown away by it, but I'm like, damn. Now, will it become something where the console market becomes oversaturated? Or is it a good thing that now Microsoft will have, and Sony, Nintendo will have another competitor to worry about? I think this is going to kind of change the landscape of things, but here's me playing devil advocate. I always look forward to having a new person jump into the ring and whatnot, but this being a PC or a glorified PC all-in-one box, so to speak, you're bringing now PC gaming too close to the console line. And it was like, you see, with PC gaming, there is like a whole exotic, allure to it, where it's just like, if you knew what the hell you're doing, bam, a PC game can really be pushed. But now with this like all-in-one set-top box thing, it's like, okay, they're blurring the lines. So I think it's a good thing, for those non-hardcore folks that just want to get basic gaming out of this machine. It'll be good. But the specs, 4K, 1080p, 60 60 megahertz refresh. I mean, wow.
For some fanboys that we know of.
Well, we're gonna leave it at that. But I just it just blew my mind. I did not see that coming, and this should be rather interesting. It's like somebody got thrown into the triple threat match all of a sudden, and it's like, okay, now what's gonna happen? So going around the table, I'll start with Shin Takuma. What are your thoughts on Nvidia kind of lukewarm fashion jumping into, I guess, living room console entertainment?
I kind of like it. I like the competition. I seen the pictures of it. I read the reviews about it. I read the reports about everything else. It looks like we have a new challenger on the battlefield. So
here comes the new challenger.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, okay, since we got Xbox Ones, 360s, PS4, and then the Nintendo Wii, it's like, okay, since we got these major conglomerates on the table, let's see if we can add something new, because we know about the history of the past of other gaming systems, other companies try to add things new, it didn't work out. So now that we see this whole partake on PC gaming, mixing the whole genre around, it'd be really interesting to see what they do. So I would say keep your eye on it and, read up on it, see if there's any reviews about it, watch it, everything else, and, let's see what happens. Let's see if they can, throw off the conglomerates of Xbox and PS4. Let's see what happens.
Maybe it'll make them step up their game and stop making stupid mistakes with DRM and all this other nonsense that,
Especially if the graphics and the whole gameplay is going to be like outstanding, like it's going to be like eye-popping, yeah, it may take the other companies take a step back and like, okay, what did they do that we need to do a little bit better? Because we're going to start losing our fans because they're doing something that we never really dreamed of, or like our design or something like that. So it'd be interesting to see how this interacts with the consoles that we have today. That's all I got.
Now, before I give the floor to Shinwar, On Your Knees made a good point many podcasts ago, where one day it's gonna be, maybe the console market might diminish, and it'll be something like this, where PC versions of the games will actually be able to be used on these types of machines. You know what I mean? And that would eliminate the whole fanboy nonsense that folks seem to get locked into. You know, so at the end of the day, it's like about the game. You know, so I think that's an interesting thing. But Shinwar, what are your thoughts on the Nvidia Shield?
I actually did not see the Nvidia Shield. I did see the but I did see the Steam box. Oh, the controller. They were talking about the controller. But just in general, I believe Shin Takuma said it. It's just good for the competition for the consoles. But as you see, remember back in the day when games got released, you would have like the arcade version, and then you have like a port. Right. Now everything is so close now. Like let's just say you may play something in the arcade. It's the exact same thing that you'll have in your console
with extras. The console
with extras. Right. No, you're absolutely right. With extras. But it really imposes the other companies, Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo, to step it up. You know, you have the Alienware gaming. What is it, the Alpha console?
Yeah. Review Tech USA had did a video on that, and you know, there's like 3 models of it where you can set it up where it's like a console. You know, so
right. And now you have the Nvidia Shield, and the Steam box. So you know, you have all these things invading the console market. Microsoft and Sony they better step it up. But I think where Microsoft and Sony, they kind of, I don't want to say went backwards per se, but with their consoles, they're looking at the entertainment factor per se, especially Microsoft. But now these other consoles, PC gaming consoles, are coming in. It's like they just gaming. And it's a powerful system.
But this Nvidia Shield is doing a lot what the Xbox One can do. You know, and that's the thing. Like I think Free Play Mode had released a video earlier today, and they're talking about that looking like dead competition for one another. You know, so yeah, Microsoft should have thought a little more wisely. Like, okay, yeah, we're doing this and that, and now you got something like this that's coming out that can put your vision in jeopardy.
But I think in Microsoft's defense, with their new Windows 10, they're bringing that PC gaming back home. Yeah, and I think they're really gonna knock the ball out the park with that.
Yeah, okay. I also think they're gonna try to do some type of App Store thing too with Windows 10.
Yeah,
that's one of the rumors I heard.
Wait, say again, Chris?
They're gonna try to do like an App Store type of thing with Windows 10.
Yeah.
Where anything you want to install has to go through there or some nonsense.
Yep, but they did say that once you do that, it would be accessible to all Windows 10 platforms. So I think that they're really trying to spread themselves out and get out there, just like this Nvidia Shield is trying to do. They're just trying to get to that casual. They're trying to hit a market where that sweet spot is just gonna be all over the place. It's gonna be interesting. Who do I have to hit next? Nelson, what are your thoughts on the Nvidia Shield?
Well, based on what I'm reading now, they're trying to go overboard, but they're not compensating for the norm casual gamer, because if you read closely here, that they inquire of you to have good internet service, and they recommend that, okay, let's say if you have 5, which is somewhat getting standard of upload now. Apparently they're asking that you have more than 15 megabytes of upload to get that good perfect 1080p 60 frames per second, because if you have 5, you might just be roughly touching 720p with 30 frames per second.
Ooh,
not only that, but you're basically within every hour of gameplay, you're like downloading at least 20 gigs of data.
So think about your data cap.
Yeah, exactly. Your data cap is gonna go through the fucking roof on that notion. But
now, does the machine have a flash memory or solid state drive?
It only has 16 gigs of storage.
Yeah, 16 gigs of storage.
So there'll be a lot of streaming.
Yeah, it's mainly a streaming device, and basically, like I said, I'm just now knowing about this. I'm hearing that it's a Android
Android OS.
Android thing. So I guess we'll see how far they take it. In my opinion, I think the Steam box will outperform it way better because of the fact that they've been in the game much more longer. They've been planning out their console formula for a longer time period instead of the Android software thing with the Shield. And plus, Steam has better sales. They have much more of a bigger gaming library, and the thing is,
they have a pre-installed launch base too.
That too, and if they don't have like a big enough hard drive space, that's fine because at least they won't overcapacitate your streaming service, and they won't inquire as much because everything will be like a low-end gaming PC. That's technically what you're getting. If you're a casual gamer but you want to have some moments of PC gaming, Steam Box is the way to go. As of right now, with the Shield, I have to look more into it, but it seems to have a lot of drawbacks with your eating up your bandwidth and your data cap for certain ISPs.
Now, when they were, when I was watching, because I got up really early today, I don't know, I had trouble sleeping, but when I got up, I watched the Game Developer Conference reveal of it, and the way that they were promoting this thing is like, man, this looks like the coolest things in sliced bread, but leave it to Nelson and Chris to bring the real into it and say, hey, look, this is...
I thought that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. But
just wait till I get my turn. I'm next.
Yeah, so speaking of which...
Real quickly before we do that, he says that we're talk about the FCC is now going to regulate internet as a utility, and apparently he's happy about that. And anyone who has Verizon Fios does not have a data cap.
Yep, I might be getting Fios. I'm in a good mood.
So
yes.
He can continue on.
And Chris can blow the head out. That's a personal joke. He knows what I'm talking about. Making fun of my dad, man.
You're the one that told the story, Alex. Blame yourself.
All right, so Chris.
He blew the head out.
All right, so Chris, your thoughts on the Nvidia?
Real quick, in regards to the net neutrality thing, they haven't released the rules yet, so be a little wary about that. But back on topic. When I see this console, I'm thinking of the Ouya. Yeah. I'm thinking of Virtual Boy. I'm thinking Game Gear. I'm thinking a whole bunch of other failed consoles.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't think this console's gonna go anywhere. Like Nelson said, there's still a whole bunch of places that are gonna have enough internet to support that kind of streaming.
Yeah.
Like we said, get your Fios ready, or get your Google Fiber ready, or get your ass to Kansas City, Provo, Utah, or Houston, Texas, or one of the two cities they're rolling out Google Fiber in. It's good. Competition's always great. I've always been a fan of that, but I don't think this console's going to go anywhere.
Damn.
Okay. With that being said, Chris shot the duck from Duck Hunt. Right at the sky.
I think I got the level 100 and it just bugged out.
Yeah, it just started going all over the place. I used to cheat. I was like, so. But with that, New Gaming Order, we're switching gears. Live people, thank you so much for toughing it out, because during the intermissions it gets kind of weird sometimes. But Nelson, we should play elevator music during the intermission. That would be a nice touch, like Dead Rising.
Yeah, but then they can't hear my jokes about you, Alex.
No, they can hear you clearly. The music is very low to the point where it's not like masking.
No, we need to bump up the music,
No, because then they won't be able to fucking hear nobody.
What? All right, but before I get all on a tangent, our YouTube folks, we're taking an intermission. Make sure you check out our last two topics, and make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on newgamingorder.com, and we'll see you on the next segment. Peace.